Welcome back to an Old Man in a Frying Pan. Today we're going to do a veal dish, and I've got some, it's called veal bottom round cutlets, and I also have inside round steak fast fries. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to braise them, put them in I happen to have like an all-in-one pot, but in my case mine's older than that. But it's used as a pressure cooker, so I can brown in it, I can saute in it, I can pressure cook in it, and it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to prepare the dish so that the meats are braised, and that way they're very tender. And it's like cooking them in a pot on the stove for about 2.5 hours until they're very, very tender and falling apart. But because I'm using a pressure cooker, I can have this dish done and finished in about 45 minutes, at the most 1 hour. And I like doing it this way because then I can start the dish later in the day. I don't have to worry about it, and it's ready, within the hour from when I've started it. So let's get going on that, and I'll start getting the ingredients ready, and I'll show you how to do this one. I'm going to tenderize the steaks that I've got, the thin cutlets. So I'm just going to hammer them nice and just like that. Give them a nice little tap to thin them out a bit and to help tenderize them. So I like to do this just like so. And I'll go through and I'll get them all done. And I'll be back in a sec. Okay, my steaks have been tenderized, so now I'm just going to start by adding a bit of ham to them. And I like rolling them up with a bit of ham, so I think that's good enough. I could thin that out a little bit, trim it a bit, but I think I will. Because I'm going to trim it like that. I'm actually going to add it like so. And then what I'm going to do also is add a little bit of this to it. This is salami. So I'm going to put a few salami pieces in. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm going to add a bit of Parmesan. Just a little bit of cheese. Then I'm going to roll it up. So let's start rolling. So now that I've got that rolled up, I got some string here and I got to tie it. So we'll start in the middle. And what I do when I do this, not just like tying a knot on the shoe, but instead of doing 2 loops, you do 3. And in that way, when you get it tight, if you notice, it don't move. So now you can tighten it. Here we go. You don't need somebody else's finger. So here we go again. Just nice and easy. You can cut the long pieces off. And I've already salted and peppered them on one side, so I'm just going to put them back here and then start with the next one. This is a smaller one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the ham piece in half because I don't have that many pieces of ham. So I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to lay that in like that. I'm going to put a couple of the salami pieces on. And then a little bit of the cheese. And again, I'm going to need a few pieces of string. I think for this one I'm going to need just 2. So I'm going to go ahead and roll like so. And then I'm going to get my pieces of string I have here. And I'm going to tie that up. So there we go. I'll make them nice and neat again. Put that over there. With my fingers. And we'll start again. So I'll keep doing this until I get them all done, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, I just flipped them. We're getting a bit of caramelization on them, and that's what we're looking for. I've added a bit of bouillon to this, and I'm going to go ahead and just add the water as 1 cup. 2 cups. 3. I'm going to do 1 more cup. So I've got basically 4 cups of water in here, and I'm just making sure it's covered. And what I've done here, the bouillon I'm using is a really thick bouillon, and I'll stir it around to mix it up. But you can use beef stock or even vegetable stock, it doesn't matter, whatever you decide you like goes in. But what I'm doing for flavor base for this is I'm adding onion. I took a whole onion and I just quartered it. So in it goes. I've got 1 carrot, and I've got 1 piece of celery. And then I'm just going to put a couple of bay leaves in here. I happen to have. I've got my bay leaves, and I'm going to add, I got 3 good size, no, 1, 2, 3. That's good. And I'm going to add them, they're all for flavor. And I'm adding 2 garlic cloves that I've took the skins off, and I cut in half. In they go. So we're ready to put the lid on this and change it over to pressure cook. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The lid goes on, it shuts, just make sure that's closed. And then I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna change the menu to high pressure, and I'm gonna give it 40 minutes on high pressure. Start, and it doesn't start counting down until it pressurizes. So that's it until it's ready. We'll show you once it's ready. I can have some mashed potato with this, or baked potato, and have thicken the gravy up for it. I'll show you that at the end. Beef rolls have been in the under high pressure for 40 minutes, so they're ready to let the steam off and open them up. Let's take a look. So here we go. I'm gonna let the steam off, and I'm gonna use something other than my finger because this is hot. There we go. Off we go. So she's starting to release the steam pressure. So keep an eye on that button. There we go, it dropped. So it's ready to release. And there we go. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Now they look nice and tender. Oh yeah. The knife just pierces them real easy. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take everything out, and then I'm going to make this into a gravy by adding some slurry to it to thicken it up. And once I've done that, I'm going to let it cook in that for a bit for flavor. Just to show you how tender these are after they've been in for 40 minutes, and I can just pick it off. Look. They're tasty. And it tastes amazing. I put about with 4 tablespoons of flour mixed with water in it, and it's starting to really thicken. It needs to cook some more, but if I got a bit of a weakness, this is it, and you get some floating pieces of flour, and then I just strain them out real quick. But it's time to put these back in and let them stay in here for a little bit while this thickens some more. And once that's done, we'll be ready to cut one in half and show you. So she's ready to go. I'm going to take one out and let's take a look. I'll take this small one here. And we'll cut her open and see how tender it is. And there you go. Nice and tender. And oh my gosh. There's my dinner ready to go. And does it ever look good?